Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Red Melissa. I am Red Melissa, and this is Morning Sip. SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So I hope everyone is doing well. So let me do a little explaining. Let me do a little explaining about what had happened yesterday because I got a couple of people reached out and was like, "What happened? No sip today?" And so first of all, thank you. I really appreciate your checking on me. It really means a lot to me because like what if something had happened but nothing happened? Everything was fine. Everything was just fine. So this is what had happened yesterday. I went with Marco to a neuro ophthalmologist appointment. Never been to a neuro ophthalmologist. Did not know they existed, but it is a thing. And he was amazing, this doctor. And it was a really good report. So thank you all for your continued prayers and just healing vibrations towards Marco. Really, really appreciate it. And so while we were there, it was in the city, and I rarely go to Manhattan. When I say the city, I mean Manhattan, if you're not from New York. And on purpose, I rarely go to Manhattan. I rarely go to Manhattan on purpose because it's a lot of energy. It is very, I experience the energy as chaotic and it just does something to my nervous system. So I could only take it in really, really small doses. And if you don't know, you must be living under a rock. But New York City and the surrounding areas are so high on the fact that the New York Knicks won the championship. First championship they have won since, I believe, 1973, 53 years. And that happened on Saturday. I'm telling you, you would think it just happened on yesterday because the energy and the vibe in New York is off the charts. It is off the chain. When they say the city is on fire, they mean it in a really positive way. And I can testify that it is. So, what happened was after the doctor's appointment, I said, I'll have time to get home, do the show, all the things. And I decided I was going to walk from 69th Street, where the doctor is, back to Grand Central, which is on 42nd Street. So, you know me, I love to walk, no big deal. And so I start walking. And then when I got it like in the 40s, I said, oh, let me turn down this block. So I turned down the block and I see a line of people, like almost 2 blocks long. So I'm like, why are all these people standing on line? And so in New York City, people stand on lines for all sorts of things. A new sneaker might have dropped. A new iPhone came out. Someone's giving away something for free. It don't take much in New York City for people to form a line, let me tell you. So I'm like, what is going on? So I'm walking. And I get to the corner finally, and I look across the street, and the line was leading into the NBA store. The NBA store. So all of those people were on the line to get New York Knicks gear. So I got to thinking, Marco's birthday is next week. He is the number one Knick fan. I don't care what you say, Spike Lee. My husband is the number one Knick fan. And I said, oh, I'm going to get him something for his birthday from the NBA store because he's been looking for Knicks stuff and everywhere up here has been sold out. So I am not a line person. I am not. But I was like, for my husband, I'm going to get on this line. Yes, I am. Because let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks, right? So I asked this woman, I said, how long you been on this line, girl? She said, only like 5 minutes. The line is moving. I said, okay. So I walk all the way back down, almost 2 blocks, and get on the end of the line, which is longer now since I had walked past it. Get on the line, and everyone's just in a really good mood. People are talking to each other, talking about the game, talking about they're going to go to the parade tomorrow. Yes, y'all. There is a parade in New York City tomorrow for the New York Knicks. And millions, not an exaggeration, millions of people will be there tomorrow. Okay. New York City, I think, has like 8 million people, somewhere around there. I think 8 million people are going to show up for this parade. It's going to be bananas. Anyway, the line did go quick. I was online for maybe 15 minutes and get in the store. The store was crazy crowded. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are they not waiting for people to leave the store before they let more people in the store? It's 3 levels. Every level was crowded with people. As soon as the workers put merchandise out, it will be gone. So if you saw something, you had to take it right then and just hold on to it while you contemplated if you were going to get it or not. So I saw 2 hats. I said, okay, I'm going to grab these 2 hats. One was blue. One was the one the Knicks wore after they won the championship. I'm going to hold on to these 2 hats and decide which one I'm going to get. And then I got us awesome t-shirts, championship t-shirts. And then I went to get on the line, but the line was crazy. So I went upstairs and I said, let me see if there's a line upstairs. Of course there was a line, but it was way better than the line on the ground floor. So I get online, and when you're online, you just start talking to people, right? At least, sometimes I do. And because everyone is so happy and joyful, it's just a really dope experience. So this man was standing behind me online. And so I asked him, I'm thinking about getting a hat for my husband. I'm getting a hat for my husband. Which one would you suggest I get? He says, sis, yes, he did call me sis. He says, sis, that is easy. You get your husband the hat they wore after they won the championship, meaning the New York Knicks. I said, bet. So it was like a whitish cream color hat. It said championship on it, Knicks. It's real pretty. It's like black rim. I could have just shown you, right? With gold in it. Beautiful. So then he tells me, if you really want to do something for your husband, have them engrave MVP with Jalen Brunson's signature and his number, which is 11, which is a master number. But let me not get distracted because I started telling the guy all about master numbers. He was all into it, y'all. I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. Do they do that for free? He was like, no, girl, they don't do that for free. It's like $25. I said, okay, bet. So I get up there finally and make my purchases and then go to where they engrave at the NBA store, and they put the MVP, Brunson's signature, number 11 on the side in gold. It is fabulous, right? And so then I leave after having a very wonderful experience in the NBA store, just having a great time celebrating the fact that the New York Knicks have won. And everyone is so happy. So needless to say, when I looked at my watch, it was like going on 11 o'clock. So I said, oh, well, I guess I won't make it to the show. And I didn't even think to just do it on my phone. Never even entered my mind, which it usually does, but it didn't yesterday because I was so caught up in the energy, y'all. I was so caught up in the energy. So I get back home. Marco, unbeknownst to me, also went since he was in the city and got Nick's gear. However, he did not get the hat. He did not get the hat. He went to another store, not the NBA store, and they didn't even have these hats. So, mission accomplished. He's very, very happy about his gear and very, very excited about the parade tomorrow, y'all. And so are my girls. Mom here, right here, me, not so much. I'm not so much excited about the parade because there's going to be millions of people. And I'm not a parade person. I don't like being in crowds. It just is too much energy for me. As a matter of fact, I was telling my writing group this morning, I feel exhausted. And I'm like, why do I feel so tired? I went to bed at a good time, got my hours of sleep that I need, but I feel drained. And then it dawned on me. You feel drained because all that energy yesterday in the NBA store and just walking in the streets of Manhattan and everybody's so happy and everybody got on blue and orange. When I say everybody, that is an exaggeration, but a lot of people have on Nick's gear, just walking around about their day. And all that energy is a lot for me. So I was like, do I really want to put myself through this tomorrow on an even larger scale? I don't think so, y'all. I don't think so. Yes. I don't know. But I also want to share in the experience with my family. You know, this is like a lifetime experience that people will be talking about forever. Forever. Like, did you go to the parade? And I might be like, no, I watched it on the television. Because here's the thing. I was talking to the guy in the store, the NBA store, and I asked him, are you going to the parade tomorrow? He looked at me like I had two heads, right? This man had like 20 hats. I don't know how many t-shirts he had. And I was like, you got a lot of stuff. And this stuff is not inexpensive, y'all. Okay. He said he's getting some stuff for people who gave him money because they couldn't get to the store. And he's also keeping some where he's not going to even wear it. He's going to like put it in a frame and it's going to be like a collector's item. I was like, okay. They had gold coins. The manager of the NBA store came up and was like, we got the Knicks championship gold coins, limited edition. The guy behind me, he was like, oh, I'm going to get like 5 of those. I was like, what? They were $75 a piece. These little gold coins, gold-plated coins, right? He was all in. He had every single thing that they had in the store that had the Knicks on it. He had it. So anyway, he told me that he's going downtown today to sleep in the streets of New York so that he has a good spot for the parade. I was like, oh no, sir. Oh no, sir. No. I was like, you going to sleep in the street? He said, yep. Because he wants a good spot. So I don't know what the lay of the land is going to be, what the layout is going to be. I don't know how they're going to organize around millions of people. I mean, this is bigger than New Year's Eve Times Square stuff. This is on a totally different level, y'all. The city has not seen anything like this in decades. The The mayor is giving the Knicks the key of the city. There's going to be a whole ceremony at City Hall tomorrow. It is going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Your girl right here will not be sleeping on nobody's streets in order to get a good spot for the parade tomorrow. Not her. Her may be right on her sofa watching it on TV, looking for my husband and my girls. We'll see what happens. So that's what had happened yesterday. That's why there was no live show. That's why there was no show yesterday. So, and I did not intend to get all up into this story today, but I just got caught up, y'all. It's New York forever, New York Knicks forever. And I will confess, I am a what is that? Fair weathered fan. Yeah. I'm a fair weather fan. I am not a diehard Knicks fan. They have broken my heart too many times. And so I got into it for the playoffs, and I definitely got into it for the championship finals, but I cannot put that badge of honor of being a diehard Knicks fan. Not me. But for these next couple of days, these last couple of weeks, I was a diehard Knicks fan. But my husband, okay, you'll understand what I'm saying. And my girls, especially Aria. So let me just stop right there and check in with y'all. Good day, Linda. It's good to see you. Yes. Thank you, Sekou. I love this shirt. Please repeat the name of the doctor. It was a neuro-ophthalmologist. So it's an eye doctor, so an ophthalmologist, but his expertise is in neuro, the brain, the connection between the brain and the eyes as a result of strokes. So that's his specialty. So since Marco had that small stroke a couple of weeks ago, it impacted his eyesight, and he needed to see this specialist to see what the diagnosis is and how it can be treated. So that's what the doctor specializes in. And I really, really liked him. I liked his energy. I loved his professionalism. I love that he took his time. He just had really good energy for me. So, Shay, good day. Shay laughing at me. Yeah, Shay. Girl, I got caught up out there, girl. I got caught up. No parade. Shay, you know you my girl. Hard no. Shay, I'm feeling you on that definition of a fanatical. Yes, they are fanatical, but fanatical in the best way. And I know there's been some drama. You know, I know some people went some people went crazy and did some stupid things on Saturday here in New York. And I think they arrested like over 60 people for foolishness or people. And I'm like, why would you do this? If you are a Spurs fan and you are in New York, you let no one know. You keep that under wraps. New York City is not the place to be playing. Not here. Oh no. Maybe in Colorado. Maybe in Colorado, Shay, they tolerate other fans other than the Denver Nuggets rolling up in there wearing some other team's gear. But in New York, with the Knicks in the final, you do not show up with Spurs gear on. Now, that is not licensed to do anything to anybody, but that's what happened. That's what happened. They went in on anyone that had on Spurs gear here on Saturday. Not smart, not smart. But still, I'm not condoning violence. You'll know me. I'm all about the love and the joy. Good day, Pamela. It's good to see you. Sick who laughing at me now. All right, all right. Pamela is not into the parades either. Yeah, y'all. That energy, y'all. Texas wouldn't know how hardcore New York is. It's next level. Hello. Hello, y'all. That's right. It is next level. Let me tell y'all. On Friday, I did a wedding. I married someone who grew up with Marco, who's become a friend of mine as well. She is another diehard Nick fan. Diehard Nick fan. Wedding on Friday. Her husband, the groom, guess where he's from? Texas. Guess who he's a fan of? His team, the San Antonio Spurs, right? And so I do very unique weddings. I make it very uniquely about the bride and groom. So it's not cookie cutter at all. And so I get their love story. I really incorporate who they are, their love story into the ceremony. And Dina, being a diehard Knicks fan, y'all know I had to bring up the Knicks, right? So I'm sharing, some of their love story and the fact that they both love sports. And so then I say, let's go Knicks, right? So the groom goes, oh no, let's go Spurs. And most of the people who were there, it was a very, very small wedding, but most of the people who were there were from Texas. I was like, oh no, this wedding will stop right now. I will pack up my stuff and I will leave talking about let's go Spurs, not up in here. So I had the bride on my side and it was me and maybe two other people. We was like, let's go, right? So it was really, really funny. And I told the groom, I said, you need to keep your mouth shut. When you're walking in these New York streets, do not say that where anyone can hear you. Use your inside voice. All right? Use your inside voice. Because he was a big dude, but let me tell you. So he just laughed. And I was like, no, for real. I'm serious. Like, don't wear no Spurs stuff. And don't even say the word when you out in these New York City streets. And he looked at Dina. He was like, for real? And she was like, yeah, baby. No. Shh. No. This ain't the place. This ain't the place. So that's how things are rolling here in New York. So stay tuned, y'all. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We're going to have a little family meeting today about what the plan is tomorrow. Because the last I heard, Marco was like, we're going to leave like 5 o'clock in the morning. If we leave at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's a wrap. We ain't going to see nothing. We just going to see the back of people's heads because we're, all of us are short. Me and the girls are like 5'3" and under. And Marco's not really tall. Maybe he's 5'10", maybe. We will see nothing if we leave at 5 o'clock and get down there like 6. It's a wrap. I know people who are leaving like 3 o'clock in the morning to get a spot. That's kind of where we need to be if we want to position ourselves. I can't believe I'm even saying that, y'all. So we'll see. We'll see. So I guess that's today's show. I got so caught up. So this was your update on what is happening in New York City, thanks to the New York Knicks being the champions. So New York forever, New York Knicks forever. And I love this quote that Tyler Murray is the New York Knicks radio broadcaster. And he said this: no lead is too big, no guard is too small. Because game 4 and 5, Game 4, the Knicks were down by 29 points. 29 points. They came back in the second half, and fourth quarter, they caught up, and I'm telling you, they won by seconds. The last shot, what was on the shot clock was 1.2 seconds. Galen Brunson threw a three-pointer, didn't go in. OG tipped that sucker in, and they won the game by 1 point. So no lead is too big and no guard is too small. Game 5, Jalen Brunson, who is considered a short guard, got 45 points. The rest of the team, y'all, got 49. He got 45 points on his own, and the rest of the team got 49. Come on now. No lead is too big, no guard is too small. So let us take that with us today. And remember that nothing that's happening in your life is too big. No. And your consciousness is not too small. So let us expand our consciousness, yes, and recognize that whatever our heart's desire is, it's not too big, it's not impossible, right? The New York Knicks is a testament of that truth. All right, so peace and blessings, everybody. Let me just share some joy news before I wrap it up. I almost wrapped it up without any joy news. So I'll just share today is we return to our spiritual living book study tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The book is Manifesting the Practical, Simple Guide to Creating the Life You Want by Chris Ferraro. You can scan that QR code for the Zoom link and join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Another powerful example of manifestation is the New York Knicks winning the championship. Yes. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Peace and blessings. Peace and justice, everybody. We are living life in joy. Yes, we are. Connected to our yes. Let's go, Knicks. Peace.